Ladies and gentlemen, today is the dawn of a new day. Pump faked the Gooners into Eze, then went and told Chelsea, hey, we'll take it from here, lads. It's okay. I can't believe this is my life. Oh, listen. All jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are well on this blessed Friday. In case you haven't heard the news, Xavi Simons is a Tottenham Hotspur player. I repeat, Xavi Simons is a Tottenham Hotspur player. Brother, when I heard this news break late last night, because I was on my way into bed, and at about 2 a.m., I saw Fabrizio tweeting, what? I said, huh? I said, hey! I nearly ran out there into the nearest green patch, knee sliding at 3 a.m., ready to scream down the entire neighborhood. And I said, no. Calm down, Fu. We've been here before. I've been burnt before. Have you learnt nothing? I need my own Steam cosign. I need a here we go at least. Like, I can't just go off this tweet and just, breaking news, little bomb emoji. Nah. And then lo and behold, we woke up on this blessed Friday, on this blessed Chuma, and we got everything we wanted. Their own Steam cosign, the here we go. Xavi Simons is going to be a Tottenham Hotspur player, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's just round of applause for that, please. Round of applause. That is a great bit of business right there. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock and might be wondering who the hell is Xavi Simons, let me give you a brief rundown of who he is. Now, before the days of Lamine Yamal, before the days of Kubarsi, before the days of Xavi, there was a guy called Xavi Simons breaking through at La Masia. Xavi Simons might actually be the first ever wonder kid of the social media generation. Now, of course, named after the great Xavi Hernandez. You see the clips of him going viral, just weaving past players as if they're cones at 12, 13 years old. You already know this kid is kind of destined for greatness. At 16, to leave your home and decide, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself and I'm going to leave the comfort of my home and the comfort of La Masia. Barcelona, one of the best academies in the world where you've probably got a great path to the first team, to say, you know what? Nah, I'm leaving this to go and bet on myself at PSG at 16 years old. Now, 2019, he arrives at PSG, and I think the reported contract he's earning is $1 million annually. Now, funnily enough, he actually played in the academy with Wilson Odobert at PSG. A lot of people forget that he came through the PSG academy and didn't quite break through in that first season, played with the youth team, but the very next year broke through, made a couple of first team appearances, made his debut, and the following year under Pochettino made a few more appearances. I think he would have thought maybe coming to PSG that he would have broke through a bit quicker, but PSG at the time were really competing on all fronts. You got to remember, this is Neymar, Mbappe, Messi getting signed a few years later, so they are really in their superstar era. They ain't got time to be developing youngsters, and I think he could kind of see that. So once again, bet on himself and said, I want out at the age of 18, and PSV was his next port of call. Let me go back home. I haven't been to the Netherlands. Let me go and prove what I can do in my home nation. And he went to PSV and actually turned up. 22 goals, 11 assists in 48 games in all competitions. He really let the world know that talented wonder kid that you saw in those clips, there's some actual truth behind it, and this kid can actually play some football. Now, side note, it was very smart of PSG that when they did sell him to PSV, because initially it was a loan deal, but then they allowed it to be a permanent, they inserted a 6 million buyback clause, which was genius from them. And another little side note, during this time at PSV, he also played with Savinho. Nudge, nudge, Tottenham Hotspur. Now, PSG was smart in buying him back because for 6 million, after the year he's put down with 22 goals and 11 assists, you'd be stupid not to buy that back and see if you can sell that on for a bigger profit. If not, see if you can develop him. And I think PSG's option they went for was the first one, because they immediately loaned him out to RB Leipzig, where he put down, I think, 10 goals and 13 assists in his first season. And RB Leipzig fell in love with him. Like, they absolutely built the team around him, essentially. When you're losing your star players like Szoboszlai, and you're thinking, who's going to be that next star at RB Leipzig? They chose him. They paid 50 million euros the next year, where he scored 11 goals and 8 assists, which was just this last season, just gone. And he really became their best player over the past 2 seasons. He was their chief creator. He was a guy who everything ran through. One of the leaders at the club as well. And you think at 19, 20, 21 to be going to clubs like PSV, RB Leipzig, who are known for developing youngsters and talented, and him immediately going into those dressing room and being one of the leaders, being one of the best players, being the chief creator. That is a lot of responsibility to take at a young age, and something that I really loved seeing within him. And now at 22 years old, I feel like it's almost the perfect time for that next step. He arrives, I feel like, a bit more mature than a lot of youngsters would into the Premier League. You'd be worried about, can they handle the pressure? But this guy's been having to deal with pressure since he was a teenager. The pressure of being that wonder kid at Barcelona's La Masia Academy. The pressure of then moving to PSG after betting on yourself. The pressure of going back to the Netherlands to see if you could do it. The pressure of going to RB Leipzig and becoming the main man there. So every step he's taken in his career, he's bet on himself and he's tried his hardest to make that work. And every time it's worked out well. So credit to him. The PSG one didn't go as well, but the way he's bounced back with the PSV and the RB Leipzig stints, I think now he's just ready for that next move, and the Premier League is waiting for him. Chelsea were obviously in to get him all summer long. It seemed like they just dilly-dallied, and in the end, now they're looking at alternative targets. That just kind of left the door open for us a little bit. And I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans will be gutted off that. Chelsea fans, if you are watching this, let me know what you thought about Xavi Simons. Did you want him at your club? Did you think he would come and fill out a good role for you guys? What did you make of once you heard that Tottenham were getting him as well? Please let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. But now let's look at where would he play for us. Now, in my ideal scenario, Xavi Simons would be the 10 in a 4-2-3-1. That's where I feel like his passing ability, his technical level, and kind of that dribbling ability that he's got would really stand out in my opinion. I do think he can play a deeper 8 in a 4-3-3 where he's kind of maybe the most advanced of the midfield 3. But I do think playing as a natural 10 would be where you get the best out of him. At RB Leipzig, they played a similar system to Ruben Amorim with the front 3 with 2 10s behind the striker, and he thrived a lot in that position as well. There are some people who say he can play out wide as well. Now, in my personal opinion, I've seen him play there sometimes for the Netherlands. I saw him play there sometimes for RB Leipzig as well. It's not my favorite position. And for all the, creativity, the technical ability, the dribbling, the passing, even the long shot, I'm sure some of you England fans will remember at the Euros that screamer he scored. He's got that in his locker. But the downside, and one of the only few negatives I would say, is he doesn't have that kind of explosiveness for me. And kind of reminds me a little bit of Florian Wirtz, I'll be honest with you, in terms of very technical players, very high IQ, intelligent, but they don't have that kind of explosive factor. And I feel like in the Premier League, that physicality can sometimes be an advantage. And that is my only area where I would be like, I wouldn't play him on the wings because of that. I wouldn't have him as an inverted left. I wouldn't play him on the right. I feel like personally at Spurs, we've also got better options in those positions. However, in that 10, with Madders out, with Kulusevski out, we are crying for that midfield creativity. And for me, he is someone who comes and brings an abundance of that. But he is not perfect. He does have flaws in his game, and for me, that is the lack of physicality sometimes. And I hope he doesn't have the same issues that Florian Wirtz has kind of been having, adapting to the league. But I think if there are going to be any kind of, apprehensions, that would maybe be the only thing, is how quickly can he adapt to the physicality of the Premier League? Because we've seen this league, if you ain't got that hustle and bustle about you, bro, you could get ran over real quick. Now, the impact of this signing, it continues the mission statement of this summer, and that is strength in depth and adding quality to this team. He brings a profile that I feel like we've been lacking. As I mentioned, Madders out, Kulusevski out, we've lost Son. We need guys who are big characters. We need guys who are going to raise the technical level and the actual quality levels in this team. And I feel like he addresses that. Now, when Maddison, when Kulusevski, when everybody comes back fit, I don't know what the situation's going to be. But guess what? I have never had that problem at Spurs. That's a problem I want to have. Who am I going to play? Please, I want those headaches. Which right winger am I gonna play? Oh, which attacking mid am I gonna play? Like I don't think in all my years of supporting Spurs, I've seen us with these kind of headaches, with these kind of quality options, with these kind of strength in depth. And this isn't to say like a well done to the board, because it's taken you almost 50 days to get this deal done since the Morgan Gibbs White failed bid. We've obviously had egg on our face from the Eze situation. Like, the window started really well, but then we just had the typical lull period. And now, with this Xavi signing, it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in exactly where we need to go. Addressing our problems, but signing players that are going to help us right now and for the future. Now, for me, there is still more business to be done, but this is the type of signing that's going to put us in real good shape to be competing on multiple fronts, in my opinion. And I'm really, really excited to see what Xavi Simons can do. And I think he's going to be a top player for us. I just hope he can really adapt to this league well and adapt to this league very quickly. Now, listen, we got the here we go. So if by the time this video comes out, some way, somehow, this deal collapses, brother, this video will not only be deleted, this channel will be deleted, and I will spend the rest of my living days deleting people off this earth. Do you understand me? I ain't fucking around. But listen, that is all for today. Let me know your thoughts. Spurs fans, was this a good transfer for Tottenham Hotspur? Are you happy with Xavi Simons? What do you expect of Xavi Simons? Where do you think his best position is? Chelsea fans, if some of you are in here as well, let me know your thoughts. Are you disappointed to miss out on Xavi Simons? What would he have done had you guys signed him as well? Let me know all your thoughts on everything in the comments below. Plenty more videos coming, so make sure you're subscribed as well. Smash the like if you've made it to this point. It would really, really help this channel. Appreciate everybody who's been showing support. I will catch you guys on the next video. Till next time, take care.